Hello, Gemini. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to do a reading for February 2024. You can watch this at any time you feel called to. I have 3 decks for this video. The tarot deck that I'll be reading from is the Slavic Legends Tarot. I love this deck. It's so telling and bold and kind. Then I'll pull out a card from the Power of the Runes. This is a deck that I like to use when I want to see the runes in card form. I feel like the images in this deck are ones that I connect with the interpretations of the runes. I connect with the deck well. So I'll use that deck, and then for those who have been on this channel may have seen this one. It's the Healing with the Fairies Oracle. This was the deck that I used when I first read on my channel. So I'll pull out a card and then I'll say my message and read the message that's in the book. I haven't pulled out the cards yet. For this reading, I feel as if I'm getting like you're out of breath, as if something has been taking a toll and you've had to do something for a period of time and it's made you feel fatigued. The card that turned over is the Five of Cups in your hopes or fears position. I feel like it's more than what you're making it out to be. And not in a bad way. It is one where the situation isn't as dire as what it's looking like. So I would say that there are things that come into play that will allow you to see this situation from another perspective. And the card that came out is Body Movement, and the bottom of the deck is Happily Ever After. There can be some anxiety of preparation and being able to check all those things off of the list and making sure that they get the approval if you're handing in documents. And I feel like it's a good sign that things will pan out in steady movement, one manageable step at a time. And also putting your energy where you can, when you can, but also to remember not to mm, not to overburden yourself. So it's as if you have things that you need to work on. Well, if you hold off on one thing for a while, it's still going to be there if it needs to get finished. And the only way that it's going to get completed is if you do something about it. Some things might just kind of fade in a sort, but it's in some instances that we're talking about that link to this, that if you don't work on it, then another thing's going to pile up that you need to complete, and you still have the other thing, and so it's just going to keep piling up, and it's not, sometimes it doesn't get easier, sometimes you could do it all at once, um, but there is a sense of stress, and again with feeling as if you're out of breath, that you're trying to get these things done, but it could also be anxiety too. And there could be a energy of there's so much to do and you don't know where to start because you have Issa here. And there is a sense of stillness when you have this card too. So, and you see that the figures in ice as if they're like frozen, and it could be out of anxiety, it could be not knowing where to start this, but you could also see that there's a giant just like fucking looking at them, and you're like, well shit, this is even I don't know if I want to move, because like if I move, like what's gonna happen with that giant there? So needing to think things through. What with the Five of Cups? I do feel like it'll all pan out. Just needing to move forward, and again, one manageable step at a time, or multiple if you like to multitask. Some people might like to multitask and it makes them feel more comfortable, because if their mind's doing this or thinking about this, then they're also doing this, and uh, there might be a sense of relief for that. And it may feel like there's a situation that was kind of done out of thinking that it might have been something to do with the Seven of Swords in your present. This can feel like you're trying to drift or get away, tiptoeing away from the situation. Because in the past you have the Eight of Swords, which is interesting because 8 is after 7. So to get there, you most likely went through seven to get to eight and now back to seven. So there's a drifting type of energy of you made a certain decision. Turns out maybe it didn't pan out very well. So in the past, it was the Eight of Swords. Well, how do I get out of this situation? And then you're going back and regrouping, working your way backwards with the seven. You also have, aside from thinking about what to do next and regrouping, you have the Seven of Cups too, where you're trying to make a decision based off of um, what would feel right in the situation. There is a sense of feeling out the situation. And even your environment card, you have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands seems like the stress and the workload just keeps going and, well, coming, and then there isn't really feeling like it's going anywhere or it's not gonna pan out. So that was the I feel like the part of the retraction to go back to the Seven of Swords. There is a sense of want. The underlying energy is the Ten of Cups, which feels like it's harmony within the home or harmony within self. This can involve other people too. And you see that they're kind of joyous, but overall there's like a sense of relaxation there. And pull that up with the what's in the mind position, with the underlying position, the Three of Wands, and wanting to or waiting for those times to arrive. And needing to really, I feel like with the Judgment card, it's a prominent card. It's more of a dominant decision. Um, there does feel like there is a little bit of dilly-dallying. So the Judgment card is one to say it has something needs to happen because it's not just going to keep like staying like this and expecting it to be something else than what it's not going to be. It's not going to be like this if it's just going to be stagnant that you're getting from the rune card. But it is hopeful because maybe regrouping is a good decision with the Seven of Swords coming back from the Eight of Swords, going backwards. And then the Four of Wands, which is such a sweet card, but it also feels like it can be linked to a celebration in a way where things are coming together and maybe you're finally making that decision that needs to be made for the Judgment. Because You also have in the present the world, and it does seem like it's a serious decision since there are a couple of a couple of major arcana here. Aside from the Fool having the value of 0 and being the Fool's journey in the major arcana, the World card being 21 is one where towards the end it is the end, aside from the Fool. It does feel like there's an expansion because you're not just confined anymore and stuck from the Eight of Swords. It's one where you're able to open up and um, from there, then change can happen. And this feels like it could link to reviving a relationship of some sort. The present card that you also get, it's another major arcana, is the Death card. So, with this, having something live so, I'm sorry, having something die so that it can live again. And it almost feels like she is on this horse, and it kind of feels for this reading really a warrior going into battle and fighting for what the cause is meant to be for them. With the snake at the bottom of the world, there is a sense of healing based off of making the decision because you're doing something different that changes the dynamic or the energy of the situation. Then the immediate future, more major arcana, the High Priestess and the Strength card. The High Priestess, it feels like there is an awareness and um I do link it to the Isa card too for the room. That there may be a reason for the stillness for the immediate future. Um, there could be trying to regain some mental clarity, maybe regrouping to gain back the strength that was lost from the environment of staying in the Knight of Wands for so long. The Knight of Wands is a card of exhaustion, where you keep doing something and you're in a situation and it's like an overwork, overstressed, over burdened card that you're in that position. Um, and even coming from the Eight of Wands to the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Wands, it could have been quick and sudden or drastic that put you in that situation, the Knight of Wands, um, trying to fight forward from that devastation, going into the Ten of Wands, which is not here, but Ten of Wands, more of a futuristic type of energy where you're moving forward from those burdens and sometimes even letting go of the difficulties for maybe the sake of the situation. And with this, it does feel like there's a sense that it might be with somebody else. So to clarify the strength, um, I'm just taking deep breaths this whole time. I'm fine. Just feeling like this reading is so just, I gotta keep moving forward type of energy, even though it's exhausting the shit out of me. With this, it does seem like sometimes it can be inner strength. With this one, especially with the Ten of Cups, someone feels as if they are your strength and not like you don't have any strength, and it could be the other way around where they are your rock and motivation and the will power and the strength that helps you endure, helps you keep going even with the exhaustion of the Nine of Wands. There may have been decisions that were the greatest decisions, but there is a sense of reviving and um, maybe trying a different strategy to get things moving forward again. But with the Strength card, the Seven of Coins, the Four of Coins, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and another major arcana, the Emperor card. So there, it does seem like it's a tedious task. You see that the figure is watering sunflowers, and with that, growing plants and tending to them and having them live and thrive, it's definitely a task. Then the Four of Coins, being able to make ends meet. That's the what I was getting. If this has to do with finances, it doesn't have to be. Um, but the phrase that was coming to me was toss a coin to the Witcher. And with the Witcher generally given tasks to slay these beings or given certain tasks to do something that isn't of the norm for people to do in the in that world. So that's another way that it can be part of the strength too, to being able to support each other in that way. Then the Emperor can be, feels like creating the empire. So Four of Coins, being collective and gathering and saving and being able to complete certain things. And it is a little bit of a kind of an interesting card. It's the Six of Coins, where it looks like he's trying to offer something to her. With the Six of Coins, the Six of Pentacles, it is one that can be not being able to give a lot, or who you're giving what you're offering towards, those types of things. With the Six of Coins that I'm getting in this reading, it's almost as if I want to give you this offer, and it is I'm gonna say this because that's what's coming to me. It is out of love. I don't have a lot to offer in other ways, and it could be in a financial way. Um, so there is the type of regrouping and being a person that might have to do other things. I mean, of course, it's not all going to be about those types of reciprocation, but in the modern sense, we'd like to think that it doesn't matter, but um, to live comfortably, it's one of those aspects that can be important. So there's a lot of, for this one, I do feel like there's a lot of love that goes towards this. And even that, making the initiative to make changes, to do these things for the betterment of, if that's a word, of this dynamic of this relationship. The karmic card is something solid because it is, although it's the minor arcana, it's an ace, and it's always nice to have an ace. Ace of coins, ace of pentacles, um, to have something that's solid. So this could be a solid commitment that comes out of this too. A solid approval, acceptance to help move this forward. And you have the Knight of Coins that goes with that, which is such a um, positive card to have with that, with the Ace of Coins and the Knight of Coins, because if anything, if you're going to look at a night to do certain things, if you want something to be done and a night to have to do something on a consistent basis, it's going to be the Knight of Coins. And to stay loyal and faithful to that cause, it's the Knight of Coins. So the further future is the Five of Wands. In the Five of Wands, there is a little bit of difficulty, but um, although there's a bunch of dragons on here, it looks like they're not getting along. It's not so bad. But I would say that based off of the past experiences, to try to move forward and try not to repeat those things that caused detrimental effects to the dynamic of the relationship. And that was the final card that I pulled for the deck, and it's the Sun card. So I really am happy to see that you can make this as amazing as it can be. There is a sense of breathing life back into it with the Sun card. There is that rejuvenation, and we had the Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles in this reading to tend to the garden, to keep it going, to keep it alive. And the sun is definitely something that could help with that. There's a life force that's in that. So I'll read the card meanings for body movement and happily ever after. Card meaning your body wants to express itself through movement. Listen to your body and it will tell you what type of movement it craves. Your physical body has its own life force and intelligence, and it's part of the same elemental kingdom as the fairies. It's both childlike and demanding, as well as mature and insightful. This card indicates your body's wisdom and asks you to honor your body's need for exercise and movement. Spend a moment asking your body what type of movement it desires. Does it want cardiovascular conditioning such as jogging, a peaceful walk in nature, stretching and meditative activities, and a yoga class? Dancing to music, listen to and follow through your body's answer. Affirmation, I lovingly pay attention to my body's needs. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is the happily ever after card. So I'll read that. And I'll pull out both cards. Card meaning a happy outcome is assured. Release any anxiety and feel secure that everything is resolved in the end. This is a reassuring card signaling that the movie you are currently starring in is a very happy has a very happy ending. Situations that appear sticky are miraculously resolved. Misunderstandings are forgiven. Mistakes are forgotten. You are urged to stop worrying about the future as your fears could be self-fulfilling in a negative way. You could be literally you could literally sabotage heaven's happy plan for you if your worries are excessive. So go on outside in nature and ask the fairies to help you rejoice in the perfection of creation. Your joy renews your faith and ensures a happy outcome that is in store for you. Affirmation, everything is in divine and perfect order right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you in another video. Bye.